It's Shootin the Bull, a podcast by Idaho Department of Fish and Game.
His hair is still shaped from the headphones from the days of radio. Got a little flippy thing up there. And even though it's TJ's equipment, you know.
That alligator, it rings a bell. Do you guys? They were talking on the last one we just recorded, an alligator in Coeur d'Alene Lake a couple years ago.
You were the duty officer.
What?
Yeah, you were we were just having a conversation. Was it last year? Or
it had to have been last year.
And you were saying somebody called and said, "I think there's an alligator on a rock in the lake."
What?
And somebody here was like, "There's no way," and so nobody did anything about it. And then the lady called back and goes, "Yeah, that's an alligator."
Seriously?
It was happening. I think it was happening in real time as we were up here for the commission meeting.
You think really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was it did happen.
The CO went out with a 22 and
someone shot it, and it was an actual alligator.
I believe so.
Yeah, someone released into Coeur d'Alene Lake.
Yeah.
There you go.
What was that fish last year? Rob, do you remember what that was? Like some coral fish or whatever that someone put out at Higgins Point?
I do
salmon
remember
shark?
that. No, it was like an
it was like that same time frame though.
Oh.
It was like
an
a
eel of some sort, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like a pink or maroon kind of eel.
Yeah,
I remember
like a
that.
piano keyboard.
Yep. I don't know, but I remember that.
I believe they're called burbot.
Burbot, that's what it was.
Piano keyboard eel.
Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome. Have you caught any a burbot yet?
Gosh, man, no. I got asked that question when I was the burbot biologist on the Kootenai. I had been for 5 or 6 years.
So you were the
He was there every day.
Yeah,
I was on
gill netting doesn't count.
Radio.
TJ.
I was on the radio, live on the radio, and they asked me the question. So, you've caught burbot before? Like, tell us about it.
Yeah, what's your favorite recipe?
I had to own it in the moment.
Yeah.
I actually have never caught.
I just studied it.
I never caught a burbot.
Yeah.
I still haven't caught a burbot.
Lake? Never caught them?
Yeah, I guess I'm Way Lake, but not on the Kootenai.
Okay.
Still haven't.
Have you guys caught burbot before?
Not in the Kootenai, but
No. Okay.
I have in Wyoming.
Okay.
Wait, have you caught one on the Kootenai?
No,
All right, see,
Mike's
not
too
the
good.
only
Mike's
one.
too good for our lingcod around here.
it's too far from
no.
it's north. He doesn't go.
Yeah, I don't go north of
It's
Coeur d'Alene very much.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh man! All right, should we kick this puppy off?
Let's do it.
Before we do, do you guys have time constraints at all today?
I did, but not anymore.
Yeah,
Damn
it
was good.
Good job.
Carson's going to go take care of it.
Awesome.
I'm DO today.
He's picking up a commissioner. there.
You are. Or Carson is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
To jam
Murphy.
with you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were on the text message thread.
Because they're going to jam later.
Yeah.
At Bobbitt's house.
Keep spreading the word.
Hey, what's his address? Hey, everyone listening right now.
Yeah. Oh man, no, I am excited to
Bobbitt's
jam
house.
with Commissioner Murphy.
I'm excited to watch it.
Oh god, no. See, that's the part that I'm not excited about. Is that it's becoming this.
It's a thing.
It's gonna have its own little thing, like its own little time stamp on the invitation.
Did you put out the posters that I sent?
Yeah.
Dinner at 5, followed by
Good.
Murphy and Lisa jamming.
Murphy and
5:30.
Lisa.
Oh God! All right, let's kick this puppy off, jeez, shall we?
Just do it.
Bluegrass in the backyard.
Oh man, yep. Well, here we are, boys and girls. Welcome back to Shootin the Bull. It's me and Bieri again with our buddy TJ Ross, our regional communications manager up here in Coeur d'Alene.
Fish. We're talking about fish this time.
We are talking about fish. Thank God we haven't talked about fish in a long time.
We have not
That's
spent
a shame.
enough time.
It's not a shame, but
it.
it's nice to sprinkle them in there every once in a while.
Yeah, we've talked to a lot of conservation officers, so I hope the stories are just as good from the fish folk.
Yeah, Rob
No pressure.
and Mike. There's a lot of there's some high stakes, high standards for you guys. But joining us today, we got Rob Ryan, Fisheries Mitigation Staff Biologist. I'm glad I wrote that down because I would have completely butchered that. And Mike Thomas, Regional Fisheries Biologist. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Glad to be here.
What does talking fish mean? What are we going to talk about today, TJ?
Before we talk fish, I'd like to hear from both of you guys, like, what do you do for fun? I'm asking that because I used to be a fish biologist. So I know there's probably some links there that I think are kind of important. Mike.
Oh man, well I hunt and I fish and I backpack, and if I'm not doing those three things, I'm thinking about it or planning and talking to other people about it. I'm tore up. Sometimes in the busy field season, we're out there just enough that on the weekends I'm not quite so keen on fishing. Well, and another part of it is, as a fish biologist, using nets and shocking and everything, you get your hands on a lot of fish, and then you tend to go on the weekend or something.
Unless you're TJ.
Yeah, well, fishing's a lot harder than sampling, so it can kind of...
When is your busy season?
In the summer. Yeah, definitely in the summer. Early summer is really, really
So,
busy for me.
Like May to July or June?
Yeah, like probably late April through maybe early October. That's kind of
The heart of all the best fishing.
Yeah, heart of the best fishing. When the fishing's good, we're out there working, and unfortunately, when you're out there working, like I said, you survey all these fish, you get your hands on them, you see all the big fish in the lakes and the rivers, and then you try to go out there on the weekend and
Just get disappointed.
yeah,
They're not there. I get that.
You've already caught them all.
exactly.
I can relate to that. I mean, when I was in fisheries, I feel like my desire to fish started to drop off a bit. It was like, man, I'm doing this like all the time for work, like not fishing, but hands-on fish. And I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of ready for a break.
Yeah.
So I get that for sure.
You're ruining some dreams when people say find something you love
I'm
to do and
sorry.
make it your job.
I'm sorry.
Apparently, don't ruin it.
Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
So you're also a shed hunter. I know this about you.
Oh yeah,
Big time.
just about every hobby you can have out there. But this spring, I did some backpack elk shed trips and just had a ball, and that was a hoot.
Did you pick up any dandies?
Found a couple. Found a couple.
Where at?
Yeah. Say what drainage?
This is over. We're done.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice, man. Elk or deer?
Elk. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was a lot of fun. But no, keep busy and burn the candles at both ends and yeah. What about you, Rob?
I struggle with commitment. Too many interests. Yeah.
Oh, every
Talking soap
about
with
every
Rob Ryan.
yeah, every third episode we get into psychological things.
Yeah. Relationship advice.
Yeah.
Here's our hotline.
Yeah. It's also the cap number.
No, like Mike, I enjoy doing a little bit of everything, hunting, fishing, trapping. I tend to not give up too much on fishing. I can still get out there. I maybe slow down a little bit after working long weeks, just maybe not as many hours on the water, but can't give it up. Still like fishing after all these years, and hunting and trapping.
What do you trap for?
Oh, martin and bobcat are the two things
right.
I like the most and have spent the most time doing, but I've dabbled in a little bit of everything.
Okay. Do you ever eat bobcat?
I have, yeah.
Yeah?
Bobcat fried rice, pretty darn good. I'd recommend it, yeah.
Are they serving that tonight at the little pre-party?
Well, it sounds like they should.
Good Lord.
Try it out, yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Pointing dogs are also my thing. That's kind of where I spend a pile of time in the fall, among trying to spend a little bit of time deer hunting.
Is that a northern Idaho thing? The
Trapping of
hounds?
bobcats?
No, the dogs.
Well, he's talking bird dogs
Burn dogs.
instead of hound dogs, but there are a lot of
Yeah.
houndsmen
Okay.
up here for sure.
Yeah.
Rob kind of inspired me in the bird dog realm, and I've got my own now, and he's.
Would you end up getting a Weimaraner or something?
German short hair pointer,
Okay.
not a Weimaraner.
Weimaraner's like the uglier German cousin.
I think so.
Yeah.
Less fur.
I'm biased.
No offense to all you Weimaraner owners out there. I had one for 4 months in college,
They're
and
good dogs.
great dogs. Terrible if you're a college student in an apartment.
Well, I can imagine.
Not my finest hour. So
Hey, when TJ will grow up, he'll need a book pointer.
Yeah, maybe so.
I'm curious now because you got me thinking all about fishing. We've been fishing all weekend, hence why our shoes are off and we smell like trout.
Yeah.
But all three of you guys are fisheries background. I didn't think about it until today, but does that just like chap your ass if you're out there all day long netting and surveying fish? You know where they are, and you go out there and then with your fly rod or your spin rod or whatever and get skunked. Does that eat at you more than it would probably any other person?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Drove me crazy. because you could go survey an area and there's big fish in there.
Yeah.
And go back the next day and fish it, and you don't see a single one of them, and they're just sitting there watching things drift by them.
They're like, I've seen this guy before.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk walleye later, but I've been on a quest. Got to figure out how to catch a walleye. Can go out and survey them in Lake Monterey. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
But you go try to catch one, and it's hit or miss. Classic
It's
story
a
of
thing.
failure right there.
It sounds like you guys need to bring some Minnesotans in. They'll get them.
Uh-oh.
I guess I'd like to hear. So you told us a little bit about, what you guys do for fun, and I think this is probably true for most Fish and Game employees. But how does that fit with your decision to work for Fish and Game?
Shoot, yeah, fishing was it since I was a little kid. Was fishing, and probably by the time I was 10, I said, I'm going to be a fisheries biologist.
No kidding.
That's what I was hoping to do. So,
Do you remember the first fish you caught?
I've seen pictures of it. Helps my memory, but I probably was just a couple of years old. I believe it was a pumpkin seed.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, no, I think that really.
So at
Drove
10,
my career
you
path.
knew you wanted to be a fisheries
I
biologist.
distinctly remember talking
Or a
with
farmer.
buddies. It's like, yep, I'm going to be a fisheries biologist.
Wow.
Yeah.
There were some moments of doubt later on, but
Yeah.
Look at you now.
but focused in on it. I didn't know anything about Idaho. Well, I knew a little bit about Idaho at the time. I had family here, but that came later.
Where'd you roll in from originally?
Just across the border, Western Washington.
Cool. It's not too far then.
Yeah, not too far.
They got fish over there.
Lots, yeah.
He also did his graduate work in Oklahoma,
Oh,
which I am from Oklahoma, so I know the area well.
yep.
We won't hold that against you.
Yeah, come on.
He wears it on his sleeve, man. He's proud of it.
I know.
Everywhere you go, it's like his party trick. He always tells you.
He's always wearing maroon.
What?
No, red.
It is crimson.
Uh,
Let's get it right.
Jeez.
I knew I would get something.
University of Oklahoma.
University of Oklahoma.
Yep.
That's right.
Making him mad.
Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I was heading down the farming path actually, and then I was taking classes at North Idaho College here in Coeur d'Alene and working on the farm. Had a really, really good biology teacher.
Growing pumpkin seeds?
not yet.
Oh.
But at the time and growing up, when I thought of Fish and Game, if I did, I would have thought it was just game wardens. I didn't even really know that you could be a fisheries biologist or anything like that. And it was one of the, heading into summer, thinking about going back out on the farm, and I saw a job posting up here in the Coeur d'Alene office, and I got it. Just a big strike of luck, and ended up going out boat electrofishing and gill netting, and I remember it just like it was yesterday. And after going electrofishing, I thought, there's nothing cooler than this.
Yeah.
And I was tore up about hunting at the time, and my boss at the time, he said, if you really like hunting, you should be a fish biologist. And
Why is that?
because you got time. You're out on the water all summer, and then fall comes around, and I mean, of course, now I know, depending on the job, you may or may not have as much time in the fall, but yeah, it's worked out pretty good for me.
Yeah.
Mike, that's hilarious that you say that, because I was a fisheries technician in Oklahoma City, debating whether I should go into fisheries or wildlife. I had no draw one way or the other. And my supervisor at the time said the same exact thing. Well, if you like fishing, go into wildlife. If you want to hunt, go into fisheries. So I said, I'm doing fisheries. And that was my decision maker. So that's funny you said that.
Yep.
I think there probably is a little bit of truth to it. It gives you a little more time, maybe.
Yeah.
So all you kids out there flipping coins, whether you want to be fisheries or wildlife in grad school right now.
There it is.
That you heard it, yep.
We just solved it for you.
Like to hunt. What's your favorite fisheries? What's your favorite fishery to work on up here?
Up here,
Yeah.
I love the St. Joe River, and I also love.
I would have thought you would have said a lake or something.
Yeah, I've just that's never going anywhere. It probably will never change. But I really enjoy working on just the whole Coeur d'Alene system. But these series of chain lakes up above Harrison, that they've got a lot of my interest right now. Spend a lot of time in there and enjoying it.
Well, you got a pretty sweet project going on Coeur d'Alene Lake and some of those chain lakes. tell us about some of that, why it's important, what you guys are up to, because I've been out on some of it, and it's super cool. I think we're going to learn a lot from it. So
Yeah, sure.
He didn't catch any fish while I was out there. He was just joking.
yeah,
That can be kind of tough. No, I won't make anybody upset saying this, but we're pretty lucky up here. We've got pretty diverse fisheries, a lot of opportunity, and the Coeur d'Alene chain lakes on the lower Coeur d'Alene River, there's these series of lakes that are connected to the river. They're kind of a historic floodplain. It's one of the few places in the Northwest that you can catch trophy largemouth. And
fine trophy.
like 7 to 9 pounds. And might have to cut the podcast off right there.
You haven't said where yet. So
I'm not going to say how or where. Shoot, I'm still trying to figure out how to catch them. But
Which chain lake are you talking about?
there's a bunch of them. But it's really, really important to anglers around here. There's a lot of avid anglers, a lot of angler groups that spend a lot of time and are really dedicated to these fisheries. And
Oh boy, they're gonna love you for saying that.
yeah, well, and it's kind of no secret up here, and there's kind of been more and more people out there fishing on them, and we've picked up on a couple things through the years. We hear from a lot of anglers that these bass, largemouth bass, make these movements. Maybe just in the summertime they're in the chain lakes, and then they come back into the main Coeur d'Alene Lake a lot deeper and bigger. And we tag a lot of fish as part of our job, and try to keep tabs on how many of the fish in the lake might be getting caught by anglers. And we were seeing at some points up to 1 out of 5, 20% of them getting returned in a different water body than we tagged. And so I've always been a little bit curious about it, and we had this opportunity to tag these fish with what's called acoustic tags, but try and answer, are these fish moving between lakes? And the reason that is important to us is that we manage them as these independent, unique little fisheries. And of course, if they're all just kind of moving around and moving back to the lake, that can change things. And so we've had just this really interesting, I've really been enjoying it, and it's been fun working with the angler groups, but just taking a deep dive, and we've picked several of the lakes, we've tagged a bunch of fish, and we're monitoring how they move. We have these little receivers that we put in each of the lakes, so if a fish leaves the lake and goes into any of the other lakes, we know about it. And it's just been a lot of fun. So
Mike,
spending a lot of time in there.
What is an acoustic tag? Like, what's the size of it? How does it look?
yeah, I'm picturing
on the
right
fish?
now
How does it get put on them?
like a radio collar that goes on the big,
That would be something.
the sheep.
Do you guys radio collar all your largemouth?
No. So a lot of anglers are probably familiar with these like orange ribbon tags that we put.
Those are
in
the pit
fish.
tags, right?
No, they're called T-bar tags, but those have like the phone number and
Yeah.
the tag number.
Oh, they look like a little parasite.
You just
hanging
won
off.
$100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These tags are different. We actually have to do a surgery and insert the tag, but it's about the size of a thumbtack, maybe like 1 inch by half an inch or something like that. We do a surgery and we put it kind of in their abdomen, their stomach cavity, and every 60 to 90 seconds it gives out like a ping. And these receivers that are placed in the lake, they're extremely sensitive instruments, and they can pick up that unique frequency. It's at a really, really high frequency. They pick that up, and it relates back to like a very specific tag number, and we know that fish has that tag number, and that's how we can kind of follow fish through, as long as we're getting readings at the different receivers.
Gotcha. How many fish are you targeting during this survey?
We have they're pretty expensive tags, so we can't get.
Imagine.
I wish we had more.
Well, and delicate
I'd put more
surgeries
out,
too.
but Delicate surgeries. We have 30 tags out in largemouth, and we've got 3 lakes all the way up the system to right close to Coeur d'Alene Lake itself, and we've got fish tagged in those lakes that we're watching to see if they just naturally move among the lakes, and then from those lakes, we've taken some fish and put them in Coeur d'Alene Lake, and then seeing where they go. Do they make it back, or do they stay in the lake? And we're just wrapping up the first year, so there's definitely more to come. But the tags last for just shy of 3 years, so we can get a lot of juice out of these, and it's been really, really cool.
Is this kind of a new cutting edge way of monitoring populations, or has this been around for a while?
Well, it's been around for a while. This is like a passive way of doing it because the receivers are out there gathering the data for you. The other way that fisheries biologists have tracked fish around is called radio tags, and houndsmen used to use this similar technology, but you kind of go out with almost what looks like an antenna. In our case, it goes down in the water, but you have to go around in your boat and look for these fish. So this is kind of a unique scenario because of how these little lakes set up with their one way in, one way out, that it's a pretty efficient way of doing it. So it's a little unique for bass in that way, but we're excited about it.
Do you guys use the same technology on other species?
Yeah, definitely. Rob can even talk about it.
Very similar with lake trout up
Oh,
on
cool.
Upper Priest Lake. So we were interested there in where fish are spawning and what time of year they're spawning, and so we were able to use the same type of tag, an acoustic tag, and implant them in large lake trout in that case and follow them around. We didn't have the stationary receivers there. A little different setup. Don't have those one way in, one way out type scenarios, but rather just had to go mobile track. So actually drove around the lake with gear and tried to locate pings and narrow in on exactly where they were.
Yeah.
And do that periodically. The downside is you only really get the info when you're out there, and it's not constantly saving these pings for you while you're at home.
Does it get tricky trying to do this for multiple species in one particular fishery, or does it not matter? Like if you were to be monitoring largemouth, and I don't know if there's largemouth and I don't know if there's largemouth in Upper Priest, but if you were to be doing pike and lake trout or something in the same lake, would it get?
Each tag's got its own little number.
Okay.
So when you get that ping back, it's got that little number there, and it was that fish, that one fish.
Yeah.
So this is also going on, and Rob can speak to this more, but Lake Pend Oreille for walleye, and then in the Kootenai River for white sturgeon and burbot. So
cool.
it's I would say up here we utilize it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it the lakes are deeper up here, or is it the lakes are bigger? Because you guys got a lot of big lakes up here.
So part of it, I think, and again, you guys speak to this, more than I do, but we have a fisheries research presence in the Panhandle that a lot of the other parts of the state don't have, which enables us to do some of these more answer some of these more in-depth research questions using some of this newer technology.
Yeah.
Could you guys agree with that?
That's exactly right. These types of projects, telemetry projects, can get pretty expensive. You got to have a lot of resources, and you got to have time for the people to implement them too. So Pend Oreille is a great example. We've got a couple of mitigation programs there where there are hydropower facilities on the rivers coming in and the rivers going out, or river coming in, river going out, and they impact fish. So the power companies that own and operate those facilities try to make things better by mitigating for those changes they made to the system. So they're providing money, and that helps us do good things on the ground. And a big part of that are these research programs that we have going on. So they're really important statewide. We've got research biologists all over the place that are doing work to provide tools and answers for management biologists. They're able to dive deep into some of these questions because they're really able to focus their time very specifically.
Yeah.
Like on Pend Oreille, they can answer these big questions like how do fish move around the system, and what does that mean in terms of, for us, a lot of it is focused on how do we manage these fish? How do we go out and catch them and reduce their numbers? So things like walleye and Lake Pend Oreille they're a fish that we're trying to keep at low abundance so they don't impact other fish. And anyway.
But personally speaking, I mean, you phrase that as a question. What does the fishery look like, and what is the most intriguing question to you personally that you're curious to find out about fisheries up here?
There's so many of them. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of different questions.
Like which one to you just is like it's baffling, like how much there is to learn about it.
Oh shoot, I'll give you two. I mentioned walleye, and I'll just highlight that one because it is something I spend a fair bit of time on, at least in the past. Just trying to understand how will walleye interact with other fish? What does that population look like over time? How is it going to expand? Are we able to control it? There's I guess a bunch of little questions that go into that topic, but it's pretty baffling. But we've got kind of a crazy one up here. We've got mysid shrimp. Probably most people haven't heard of a mysid shrimp, but it's something that was brought to Idaho. It was introduced here in the 60s. It was introduced all over the West.
As like a food source?
A food source, yeah. People were trying to make bigger trout and kokanee, so they were bringing mysid shrimp in.
Oh boy.
Having, real positive about it, thinking it was going to work, and in most cases it didn't. But there are places where it made certainly a difference. So Priest Lake's one that's a good example, although it's something we could talk about at Ponderay and actually a bunch of lakes across the west. But these mysid shrimp, they're feeding lake trout at Priest Lake. So lake trout really currently survive because there's mysid shrimp there. But all of a sudden, they collapsed.
When was that?
Back in about 2018 in Priest Lake, mysid shrimp more or less went away for 4 or 5 years, and now they're back in numbers. And big change in that period of time was all about what lake trout looked like and how easy they were to catch. So anglers really caught on that, hey, all of a sudden, all these fish I'm catching are skinny.
Yeah.
They don't look the same. Their meat's not the same color. They're not in the same places that I used to catch them. Why is that? We get tons of questions about what's going on, and it all ties back to mysid shrimp. And in that case, we don't know. It's kind of a mystery. And like I mentioned, it's happened other places. Ponderay, they collapsed for a few years. Lake Tahoe, just heard Lake Tahoe is another spot that mysid shrimp have collapsed. So,
and this is the mysid shrimp deal is on which fishery here in Idaho?
We've got them in 3 of our lakes. So we've got them in Priest Lake, Ponderay, and then Hayden Lake near the regional office in Coeur d'Alene also has mysid shrimp.
I did not know Hayden Lake had mysid shrimp.
They do, yeah.
I was going to go out on a limb and just surmise if it had something to do with being these gigantic, deep alpine lakes similar to Tahoe, but it sounds like if it's Hayden Lake and Priest Lake, then there's probably no correlation there.
Well, there are big lakes with deep water, lots of cold water.
Yeah.
Mysid shrimp come from kind of the glacial shield lakes up north anyway.
Yeah.
They're used to that kind of habitat that's similar to those big water bodies that we've got.
Can humans eat them?
Well, you probably could. I don't know. I haven't tried one.
Shrimp cake or something?
Shrimp cake, yeah.
How big are we talking? Are they like kind of like krill size?
Big one's like 3/4 of an inch.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you could eat that.
People do feed them to their tropical fish. That's not too unusual.
Huh.
Like a shrimp salad.
Okay, what were we talking about earlier? We were going to eat something. Bobcat.
Bobcat
rice.
fried rice.
Fried rice, and we'll have some mysid shrimp cakes.
There we go.
Holy smokes.
We got a plan.
Yeah.
Man. That was it for my question. I'm just thinking about food now.
I'm starting to get hungry.
All right,
Dang
so
it.
I got one for you guys. So, and I'm asking this because I'm guessing most folks don't know it and maybe are wondering it. Rob used to be a regional fisheries biologist. You guys both together covered like the whole Panhandle. That's a lot of territory to cover. Like, how does that work? What does that look like? How does it work? What's the rotation? Give us a little.
I would also like to know priority too. Like, how do you have lots of ground or water to cover? How do you prioritize like what you're gonna do?
Yeah. I guess I'll hit it and then
Mike's just always
fill in
down
the
on
blanks.
on the St. Joe every day.
He's just waiting for orders.
No, Rob's got the Priest Lake thing handled. I think I'll be down here for the week.
Yeah. No, Mike and I split the region geographically. So most regions in Idaho have more than one regional fisheries biologist, and I think most of them
Typically
split it
have
up
two.
in some way geographically. So for instance, I covered most of the northern part of the Panhandle. And
Do you get the pretty lakes and he gets the dumpy ones?
Oh,
no, he gets the pretty river, not the pretty lakes. That's
Easy.
But yeah, prioritizing what we do it can be challenging. So we try to keep a general finger on the pulse. So we're making a circuit, sampling waters, just monitoring things, trying to understand. But we're also focused in on specific questions when they come up, and a lot of those are brought to us by anglers. So people that are seeing things on the ground and curious about why it is what it is, and we get word of it. And yeah, that's important. We need to know this. A lot of that's captured in public input, and then formally, I guess if anybody's heard of the Fisheries Management Plan, that's something that we ask the public to weigh in on. But
Never heard of it.
just go check it out. It's on our website, and it is our guiding document. So we've highlighted there based on public input and a lot of the things that we've gathered over 5 or 6 years that kind of lead to some big questions. Here's the list. Here's what we're going to be thinking about and what our objectives are over time.
Yeah, that's hard to follow. That's pretty much what we do. No, and it's not always just fish surveys. I mean, it's a big area. There's a lot of angler groups. There's a lot of groups that we coordinate with and work with, and so as a fish biologist, like a fishery, typically we think of that as like a 3-legged stool with fish, people, and habitat. And generally, each year we're doing something with all 3 of those things. That can be holding angler meetings or going over changes to fishing regulations every 3 years, prepping for that, holding those meetings. But we kind of juggle a little bit of all that, and Rob and I think a lot of other biologists in the agency, we have limited resources and time, and we really have to prioritize. So we spend a lot of time in the winter thinking about how we can get the best bang for our buck, and we share a crew, and we're kind of constantly moving and shaking things up throughout the field season, keeping real busy.
Yeah, field season's a busy time, so
Is that what we're in right now?
we're right in it now. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So May through October, whatever we said was a busy time. Yeah, 3-4 days a week, we or our crew or the combination of both are out there.
How does State of the Lake fall into that for you guys? Is that a massive piece for you guys?
We've talked about those research programs that we've got out there, and one of the big ones, actually, a couple of them are on Ponderay, and they spend, I guess, a majority of the time putting together that State of the Lake meeting. We do play a role, so we're management biologists, and we're sort of overlapping where these guys are working, and so we will be involved in that. But I guess for myself and for Mike, we spend a little bit of time on that. For others, like our research program, they spend a lot of time on it, as does the regional fisheries manager here in the Panhandle. So.
And TJ does.
And TJ, yeah,
in a very different
it's a big,
Yes.
it's
kinda like-
lift for putting out information. I mean,
It's kind of like the Oscars of Region 1.
yeah, right.
I like that. Gonna remember
It's a
that.
big deal.
It's important, though. I mean, sharing
important.
information is important, and we spend a lot of time trying to do that. That is a big part of what we do.
What are some ways that, or let me think, I want to reword this. Like, what are some things that you hope kind of come up?
Or through some of these other not podcasts, but like the management plan, when we put the management plan out for public comment. Like, what are you hoping to get from the public back on that?
Yeah, I think their opinion. I mean, that's pretty much, we want to share the information with them so they're informed and they can form an opinion about what they want to see out there on the landscape. So we're managing fish and fisheries for anglers and trying to do our best at making everybody happy.
Which you can't do.
Can't do. I tell people this all the time. We're always wrong because there's so many different people out there with different opinions, and we're trying our best to meet their desires where we can. Not everything works everywhere. That's really important to know, but always trying to.
What's a good example of that in the field that the 3 of you guys see? Like a certain specific fishery, what would be a good example of that, where it's just this tug and pull match of people just not getting what not everybody getting what they want.
Sure. Yeah. I keep talking walleye because I think they're really fascinating, but they're a great example of something that doesn't work very well in most of our water. So they're fun to fish for. I love to fish for them.
Yeah.
Told you I've been out there trying to figure them out, doing my part. But yeah, they're tough because they're eating machines. Where they come from, the waters they live in are far more productive than what we've got around here. There's a lot more food available, a lot different fish community, lots of different small fish that provide forage where we just don't have that. We've got a couple fish. Kokanee's a big one around here, but if you get rid of kokanee, then all of a sudden you don't have food for walleye, you don't have food for rainbows, you don't have food for lake trout, you don't have all things come down to food in some way, and walleye just really make that tough to provide for all those fish that are out there.
Gotcha.
Not only are they eating machines, they make a lot of babies.
Make a lot of babies. They're super productive, super dynamic. One year they can be, almost gone. The next year you can have them all over the place. It happens that fast.
How many eggs can a female produce? It's like
hundreds of thousands. I knew this at one point.
From a single female.
Whoa.
So we're talking granted, most of those don't survive, but they're very productive.
Yeah.
Relative to a kokanee that's like a couple hundred eggs.
Yep, 400 or 500.
Very different.
Big kokanee.
You got to start getting walleye eggs for your kids, DJ.
Yeah, there you go.
Untapped market.
I like it.
Set up a little walleye egg stand on the side of the highway.
I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah.
We'll give it a go. I'll let you know.
Okay. Be your first customer.
Not in the summer. That would be.
Yeah. Scrambled walleye eggs.
You
All
are
right,
hungry.
I got a question for you guys that's not related to fisheries necessarily, well, at all. So we work in the same office together. One of the things that we all have to do as part of our jobs is duty officer. Tell us
Duty
what,
officer today.
Mike, you're duty officer today. And you're sitting
I got
with
someone
us.
covering.
What in the world is duty officer? Tell us what it is, and then I would love to hear
And why do you have to do it?
a story of something that is duty officer. You never know what you're going to get. So if you guys have a story, I'd love to hear it.
You never know what you're going to get. So we have a very busy front desk at the office, and sometimes there's calls that come in that, require someone to leave the office, or, maybe we need to do errands at the office, or maybe it's a tag sale or some event is going on, or it just happens to be a busy period where they just need another person to help out. So every day of the month, usually, somebody is assigned to be duty officer, and we can kind of wheel and deal and trade, but you're not going to get out of it. You got to be duty officer at least one day, and you just have no idea. There's some days that, you're mostly just taking calls and passing along messages, and there's other days that you're checking moose, sheep, goats, bears, wolves, cats, bobcats. People bringing in otters. We sometimes have injured deer in town that we either have to send an officer or try to resolve and take care of. People bring in bats, and we have to kind of work with the health districts to tackle those issues. Injured birds. I mean, there's, up here in a place like Coeur d'Alene, there's a lot of people up here, and there's a lot of wildlife up here, and on any given day, you never really know what.
That's one of the challenges. There's a lot of people, and not everybody knows how to interact with wildlife. So sometimes it's a tough conversation. It's like, well, I've got an injured bird in a box. Well, there's really not a whole lot we can do for that bird. So nature takes its course. That's usually the recommendation. And
But you're going to get your steps in. You're moving around. That's for sure.
Did anything happen today on your?
I had a couple deer calls that. Sometimes people call and
Like injured deer?
Yeah, there's an injured deer at an intersection or something.
It's almost daily.
Yeah,
at this point.
And I mean, you try to call back, and sometimes it takes care of itself. Sometimes the deer gets up and it's fine, and sometimes the deer passes away and someone salvages it before you get out there. I had a couple deer calls. I had 2 bats come in today, and we had to go and try to coordinate a way to get some birds that died out in Wallace that we're trying to figure out what got them, and then some bank runs and
Little Tweety birds or bigger birds?
Yeah, the lady thought that they were finches, but which normally we ask, do you have big windows? And sometimes that's just what it is. But in this case, we don't really know. They're just kind of in her yard, so we're gonna do some tests on them. And yeah, that was most of this morning. I'm getting ready for the commission meeting.
Yeah.
Duty officer has to do a couple errands like that, but yeah, been running around.
Sit down on this boring ass podcast.
Yeah.
So you guys have
worst
any duty officer stories?
A lot of deer chasing stories. Sometimes they don't work out so well.
Yeah.
The deer runs off, and that's probably the best thing. I mean, they're able to run off, then give them a chance.
Yep.
That's usually had to wrangle several skunks.
Tell us that story.
There's no good ending to wrangling a skunk.
There's one ending.
There is always one ending.
There's always one ending. Usually it's somebody who's got one in a trap and they don't know what to do with it, so they're looking for somebody to take it and let it go or deal with it in some way.
And I assume you mean not like a trapper trap, but like a have a heart or something like that.
Typically, yeah. They got them in the wrong trap.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we've got some specialty skunk traps though that keep them enclosed, and it's a little safer than a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been up in the Panhandle for a year and a half now. I've been with Rob on several deer runs, and each one is interesting every time for sure. But before that, I was down in McCall, and there we kind of more shared as an office what we had to do. So yeah, off the top of my head, nothing.
Probably got a lot of deer calls down there too.
Crossed yet? Yep.
They were all named.
Yeah.
You guys don't. So there's no duty officer headquarters, right?
No,
Not
sir.
at headquarters, no.
Is there? I guess like those calls just don't come into headquarters.
No.
Oh, we get calls, but it's not like
They don't trickle upstairs.
we pass them off to Brian Pearson in the Southwest crew.
Yeah, the region
pass
takes
to the
care of
region.
them.
Yeah.
Although there have been a lot more people checking in animals at headquarters. So the front desk staff has had to do a lot more of that. I've personally seen, even in the last month, probably 4 different animals being checked in.
Yeah, which I don't know about you, but that's pretty badass to be seeing a bear getting checked in downtown Boise.
That's probably pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I mean, I think we kind of get desensitized to it here because there's
a lot of bears.
Just a lot of critters that come through the door. And yeah, I mean, the first day on the job for me, moved here from.
Here it comes.
Yeah, this is a good one. Buckle up, boys and
It's
girls.
not the
Not
alligator.
the alligator story.
No, I know this story.
No,
Is this the one you told at that bar that one time?
I have no idea. It's totally possible.
All right, go on.
That
TJ.
great of a story.
No, it was like wild.
Coming from Oklahoma, first day on the job here, have no idea what to expect. And I'm not duty officer, but my supervisor is. And he calls me outside, and he's bear hugging this giant mountain lion. Never seen a mountain lion before. It's the first day on the job. Someone brought in a mountain lion to check it in and got a picture of it with me holding the thing up. And I was just like, I cannot believe this is where I work. This place is awesome.
Was it alive?
Yeah. No, come on.
Oh no. Okay, I thought you were going to tell the deer story when you were duty officer.
Oh, the one where I was by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
Do these fellers know about it?
I learned. Yes, they do. I'm pretty sure I learned a lesson. Don't ever go on a deer call by yourself.
By yourself.
Yep. Yeah. So went on a deer call by myself, and lady told me there was an injured deer in her backyard that looked pretty bad. And I got there, and I walked into the backyard, and I see this poor deer run in circles around this backyard on 3 busted legs. I mean, it was bad shape. And so I'm looking at this thing, trying to figure out what to do. And it's running circles because there's dogs on every side of the fence chasing this thing around. And so I'm kind of trying to get a plan together, and I look over at the house, and I see the mom, the dad, and 2 or 3 kids all looking out the window at me, trying to, like, watching everything that I'm doing, and they're watching this deer. And so I decide that the only option I have is to chase this thing down and tackle it. I don't know why I decided that, but I decided that was my best option, was to chase this thing down and tackle it. And so I work it into a corner of the backyard, again with the whole family watching me. working it into the corner of the backyard, and I get it cornered. Take my shirt off because I did happen to call the regional office. And I had 2 shirts on, so not shirtless.
First thing
I knew that
Yeah,
question was
I know.
coming. I saw your eyes. I took one of my shirts off because I called the office, and someone told me, when you get your hands on this deer, make sure you wrap its head up. It will calm it down. I've never grabbed a deer before, so I'm trusting that is going to be the case. So, work this thing into the corner. It's looking at me, thinking about how it's going to get around me. I make my move. I jump on this thing, and I grab a hold of it. I throw my shirt around its head, and it is not calm at all, like I was promised it would be. And so this thing is trying to get away from me. I finally get it calmed down. Keep in mind, the family is watching me this whole time, and I'm laying with my pretzeled around this thing. My legs are around it. My arms are around it. I'm trying to hold it still. And then I'm like, what do I do now? Like, do I just hug this deer?
Is this like a fawn or is this like a full-blown
It was like a
doe?
yearling.
Okay.
I'm
So strong
picturing
enough to
like TJ in a MMA match right now.
That's what it looked like, and the family's watching me.
Waiting for the tap.
Deer's thrashing around, and I'm trying to hold on to it, and I don't know what to do. I don't have somebody with me that can help me out here. And so I start slowly working my way back to the truck. The deer had to be put down, so I needed to get the gun in the truck. Slowly working my way back to the truck while straddling and holding this deer while the family is watching me. Finally get out of sight, get back to the truck, get the gun. I'm able to put the thing down, but it was terribly traumatic. And as you can imagine, my shirt was pretty much ruined forever.
That was the real crime in this whole story.
The shirt.
Shirt was
Yeah.
ruined. Yeah.
Man, see, and that's just to point out, that's one of the things that could happen to you as duty officer, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, every time you go out on a
Maybe
deer
not
call-
that, wild, but
But you never know. That's the thing. You go out on a call and you think it's going to be nothing, and you show up and it's like, oh my gosh, I need backup now.
Are there fish stories that duty officer fish stories? Or are there
No,
anything?
it's all wildlife related.
It is all wildlife related, isn't it?
Fish hide out. They're in the water. People don't see them.
Fish kills. Sometimes you get
Fish
one
kills
of those.
sometimes.
Had some state record fish calls, and they bring them in while being DO. But yeah, the other part of being a DO is beyond just the field calls that you got to go and do and take care of. Hats off to the front desk ladies. That phone is ringing. It is ringing, ringing, ringing. It's hard to keep up with it, and you don't know what they're going to be asking. Mm-hmm. And I'm a fish biologist, and I spend a lot of time hunting, and I'm pretty familiar with all the fish and game regulations, certainly relevant to the deer and elk hunting and everything that I do. But yeah, people will just ask these questions that catch you off guard. Mm-hmm. Every day you think you got it down, and then you're DO for a day, and you just all day you're flipping through the reg book and trying to not lead people astray. It's challenging.
Yeah.
not to put you guys on the spot, but what is one of the wildest questions that you've ever been asked as DO?
I got one.
You go for it.
So I was DO. I think I was DO this day. And this was an in-person question. A lot of times the questions are over the phone, and those are difficult too, but this was in person. I had a guy that, I won't go into too much detail, but he came into the office carrying a folder, and he wanted to talk to me. And he wanted to talk to me about Bigfoot. And so we went into my office and had a...
You're like, lo and behold, the Bigfoot biologist is in.
Right.
And you found it.
TJ Ross.
Found him right here. So what followed was about an hour-long conversation about Bigfoot. And the question, to get back to you said, what crazy question have you been asked, was, have you ever, this is the guy talking to me, have you ever heard a Bigfoot call? And I said, no, I sure haven't. And I didn't realize at this point that there were people standing outside my office, coworkers, listening to this conversation.
Oh, so he came into your office.
He was in my office, door closed. He and I were
yeah.
talking, and he proceeded to make several different variations of the Bigfoot's call.
What do they sound like?
Yeah, what do they sound like?
I can't mimic it perfectly, but it was something to the effect of, "Woo,
Oh, wow.
He went for it.
I did, because that's what it was.
He just proved his Bigfoot biology credentials.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the most random questions.
Did he leave satisfied? Like, what was his question?
Main question was, if I see one, can I shoot it, and will I get in trouble if I do?
Oh.
And I had strongly advised him to not shoot any humanoid.
Like, did you draw the controlled hunt?
Figures. I didn't ask him that.
Do you have an A tag or a B tag?
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. There you have it.
Jeez Louise. How about you, Rob?
I haven't had that DO question, but I have had some Bigfoot encounters, or at least people looking for them.
Oh, guts.
Out in the woods, doing a bull trout red survey. Wandered down to finish out my reach. Going to meet somebody on the road. Hop up on the road, and here sits a van in the middle of nowhere. It's hunting season, so I don't, I'm not too concerned about it. And I wander around a bit and go do my thing, and come back, still waiting for my ride, and all of a sudden the door opens. Guy hops out, starts heading my way, starts quizzing me on what I'm doing. Told him, informing him about what Fish and Game does.
Were you in Fish and Game garb?
Total Fish and Game garb. Yep. He's like, oh, well, I'm doing my own research out here. It went on to be about a 40-minute conversation about Bigfoot. I didn't hear the call, but he did say he had recordings. Interestingly, they were all at night from his campground. I don't know what else was going on, but they were all at night from his campground.
Did you listen to him?
No, he didn't have them on hand. So.
That's
Did you
unfortunate.
tell him that Fish and Game radio collars all of our Bigfoots in northern Idaho?
Pit tag him too.
We have a management plan. You could
Acoustic tag him.
management plan's open for public comment right now.
There you go. Yep.
I haven't had any Bigfoot people encounters, but
Not yet.
yeah, no, just a little bit, nothing too crazy, but everything from, can I run jug lines for catfish in certain lakes, and
What's a jug
exactly
line
is it?
exactly?
Is
that some Oklahoma thing?
It's like a giant bobber.
Oh,
Take a
Midwest
jug,
deal,
tie
yeah,
a
you-
string to it, and
Okay.
hang a hook,
yeah,
and let it
Mountain Dew
float.
bottle or whatever, but you just pretty much float a hook around in the lake and just wait until you see it.
it's not attached
across
to
the
anything
lake.
else. It's
Yeah,
like its
just
own buoy.
free floating around, and if that constituted you have to attend your fishing gear, and whether that passed that test, as one random example. The other that left more questions than answers. This was just the other day, but it was a guy called and he said, I'm up here on Ponderay and I see a pike. I got a pike. Can I net it? And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, no, can I net a pike? I was like, well, no, I mean, it's a game fish. He just says, well, it's flapping around all over the place on the bank. I said, do you mean like just net it to land it? And he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then he just hung up. And that was the end of it.
Awesome.
So I don't know. I just kind of hung up the phone and stared at the phone for a couple seconds.
That is awesome.
Was there?
You gotta admire him though. He was trying to.
Yeah,
I was ready to.
thorough, and he wanted to be honest about things. I
Yeah.
guess.
God bless him.
Yeah. When you were in McCall, was there anything there? And you guys shared the duty, you said.
Yeah, if a
Yeah.
bear came in, if a wildlife biologist was in the office, they'd typically handle it, or it was more of a, as things come in, address it. Because it's a really small office there in McCall. But there, no, I mean, it was pretty mild. A lot of sheep and goats would come through, and you're right off 95, so a lot of people are driving that to get back down to southern Idaho from the mountains. But so it was busy, that was for sure. But no, I didn't have to pick up the phone as much there.
What's one thing that you miss about McCall?
Oh, the area. Well, the people down there are great, just like the people up here. But the area is, I mean, there's no shortage of things to do. It's some folks might complain that it's really busy and on the weekends and stuff, but it's not hard to get away from people. And it's just like a little paradise. Payette Lake, Lake Cascade. I mean, there's so much to do. They're just fantastic fisheries. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun spending time down there.
What kind of things you guys go hunting for?
When I lived in McCall, I grew up in the Panhandle up here, so it's kind of whitetail country and elk too, obviously. But when I was living down in McCall, I got bit by the mule deer bug pretty hard, and it still pulls me down.
Never
there.
go back.
Down in central Idaho, at least, I got that pull. But I really fell in love with.
You shot a bighorn 2 years ago too, right?
I got real lucky and drew a tag and that was a ball.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do you mule deer hunt every year? Do you go, or do you?
Yep. Most years I try to get a big trip and just kind of send it, go for it. I just love it. I can't. Every year you do it, and the mountains are so steep, so rocky. There's all the big burns, and you're just off trail. And every year it kicks my butt, and you think, oh, I'm gonna start whitetail hunting, or I'm gonna look for other places to hunt or something, and then
Going back to fishing.
yeah, come April, May, when it's time to start really planning out hunts, it just pulls on you. I don't know. And
You're
I know
going
I'm
this
not
year?
alone thinking that. Oh yeah, I'm going this year again. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought you were a through and through whitetail hunter.
Nope. No, I didn't even hunt whitetail last year.
Too easy,
living
he
here,
says.
or the year prior. No, it's definitely
You
not
can
too
tackle
easy.
them in people's backyard.
That's fair.
Yep.
What about you, Rob?
I like whitetail hunting, but I spend more time chasing birds than anything. So
Oh, yeah?
Forest grouse around here. We've got rough grouse, duskies, spruce grouse, all three of them. So you can have some fun.
Which one do you think tastes better?
I like a good rough grouse. I don't know. It's hard
Really?
to beat that, but I don't know. I'm not particular, I suppose.
Do grouse eat huckleberries?
I have the
I've never
slightest
seen
clue.
a huckleberry. I've seen a lot of snowberry and that type of thing, but I don't know.
I shot a dusky once that had like its breasts were like almost like as blue / indigo as that pin.
Really?
Yeah, and it was healthy. It didn't have like parasites or anything in it, but it was so blue, and it just happened to it was like right at the very end of huckleberry season, like
The meat.
yeah, the breast meat.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was eating like whortleberries or huckleberries, but it was just like almost purple blue.
I feel like you're lucky to be alive.
Well, I eat a lot of weird stuff, TJ. You know that.
We found a fork in the river last night, and he ate with that.
That seems rather unnecessary.
Yeah, we were fishing.
Yeah.
Bieri caught a fork before he caught cutthroat trout.
Yep.
You caught the fork?
He might as well have.
I might as well have.
Yeah, that's another great question. This could be a rapid fire question, but what's the weirdest thing you've ever found in a river?
I found an elk antler, big elk antler. Well,
Well, that's not weird.
Snorkel.
No, but that's badass.
Oh, it
Really?
was awesome.
You were snorkeling?
Yeah.
Was it
Caught
down
me
on the
off
bottom or was it poking up out of the water?
Just like maybe 3 feet off the bottom, and I was counting fish.
No way.
Yeah, I just turned, and there's a huge 6.
So if you just been
elk
walking
head.
the bank, you never would have
No.
even seen a tine
No.
sticking out.
and
of
it
the thing.
smelled horrible. When
And it was
pulled
just
out
the
of
antler?
water. Yeah,
It was a shed. It wasn't part of a
nope,
skull cap
just
or
a
anything.
big old shed antler in the middle of the river.
That's amazing, man. Do you still have it?
No, one of the technicians, he was from North Dakota, and it smelled so bad. I couldn't.
So you gave it
put
to
on my
him?
Backpack. Yeah. He said, I'll take that. And I said, well, if you want to pack it out of here. And he did. So,
Holy smokes.
Dead stuff. That's a theme. Yeah. Dead moose, dead mountain lion
In the water.
in the water. Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
Which one smelled worse, the moose or the cat?
The moose. Bigger. A
Yeah.
lot more there.
Yeah.
I had to handle that a little bit more.
What about you, TJ? What's weird that you found in the river?
I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking about it while they're talking about it. Mine, I have a license plate, but that's not like super weird.
Was it Idaho?
I don't even remember.
West Virginia.
So I don't know.
Seen some pretty
Oklahoma.
nice fly fishing gear from our snorkel cruise come back.
yeah, lots of fishing rods and stuff.
Yeah.
From your snorkel cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sunglasses.
A lot of
Oh, I bet.
sunglasses. Yep.
I lost a pair of $100 sunglasses earlier this spring fly fishing in Boise. Almost jumped in after it. It was gone.
Sounds about like when I almost jumped in to catch my drone the other day.
Oh no.
Can't
You
wait
knew
to
that,
see
right?
that footage.
No.
Did I
No, you didn't tell us
my
that one.
drone on?
So TJ, if you're or for folks listening at home, TJ is one of our accredited drone pilots.
Questionable accreditation there.
Well, yeah, we're gonna.
You are accredited.
Yeah,
I am. I took the test. I'm a
He's got his
licensed
wings.
drone pilot,
Yeah.
and mine took a drink in Coeur d'Alene Lake.
Oh, was it salvaged?
You put it in rice?
Somehow, I did put it in rice, and that's the worst thing. Turns out it's the worst thing you can do. I did
Yeah.
try the old rice trick, and then after the fact, read on forums to never do that. I
With all technology or just drones?
with I don't know, it said with drones in particular. So I pulled it out of the rice, and the whole drone sounded like a baby rattle because it had naturally the rice like went
Rice,
in all the
is it?
spots.
Yeah.
And it filled up with rice, which took me a while to shake all that out. But the good part of the story is I was losing hope. I got some desiccant from our wildlife folks, put the drone in desiccant for 2 weeks. Thing works like it never happened somehow.
Wow.
And it was 25 feet deep, Coeur d'Alene Lake for about 10 minutes. Thankfully, I sank it while filming some guys doing a scuba diving mussel survey.
Oh.
So they had all their scuba diving gear on.
So they can
Wow.
get it.
It actually landed on the tape measure on the bottom of the lake that they were following doing their transect.
Oh, wow.
So anyway,
Lucky.
sank a drone.
Unreal.
Unreal, but it works. I'm back.
That's cool. So for folks listening, if you ever go to our YouTube channel and you search the Panhandle, you filter it by the Panhandle region or something, our YouTube playlist.
Yeah, I think so.
I think 99% of those are your videos, TJ.
They are.
Yeah, and they look really sweet.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's the first compliment you've given me today.
They trickle out every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Was there anything that we should ask you guys or that you guys wanted to talk about related to fisheries? And
You look like you had one, Rob. No? Okay.
No, I think we did. Yeah, covered most of everything.
We do talk about best day and worst days on a lot of these podcasts. So, Mike, what is your, and not hypothetical, but maybe what's been your best day at Idaho Fish and Game, and it's fine to talk about the worst day too.
Oh, geez, that's a tough one. Worst day is just probably some of those slug days
When you're
out in
DO.
the field. Yeah, well, yeah. There's one of the worst days. We had all these kokanee out of Coeur d'Alene Lake and forgot to put ice in the cooler.
Oh,
And came back at the end of the weekend, and we need to process them all. And they're soft and squishy, and
just
they
soup.
smelled about what you might imagine. But the thing is, you're not going to do it again. It's important data, and we needed to get otoliths, those small little kind of stones in their inner ear bones, to age them. So we needed to get them. We're not just going to throw it away or something. And so there's, I don't know, probably 600 or 700 kokanee that we needed to just sit outside, and we actually did find some clothespins and
Plugged your nose.
shut the noses
Oh,
down.
that's
But
terrible.
That was
Was that also
bad.
the
It was also
worst
like
thing you've ever smelled?
95 degrees out and just
Oh.
terrible. But that was a tough day. Best day, shoot. Probably just some of the days, most recently, probably when I was in McCall doing some high lake surveys. I remember when I first got that job in McCall, I started in the summertime, and one of the first things that we did was we did a big high lake kind of jaunt up in the crest line above McCall. And I remember there's a little storm came through, and it was one of those just ridiculous sunsets. Yeah, you couldn't even describe it. And just thinking, man, I'm getting paid to do this. I can't believe it all worked out, and this is what I'm doing now. And yeah, that was just a moment that I won't forget. So that was probably one of
That's awesome.
my best day that comes to mind.
About you, Rob?
I don't know. It's hard to think of too many bad days. Some pretty bad weather days.
Yeah.
I did do a survey one time on Carey Lake. Anybody know where Carey Lake is?
Nope.
Kind of east of Peekaboo, out in that country down
Yeah.
south. Used
Yeah.
to work out in Magic Valley and did a survey there, one of our general, just checking things out type surveys, and didn't put much gear out, but came back the next day. I think we were there from about 8 in the morning till about 9 at night, pulling fish out of gill nets and trap nets, and didn't smell as bad as Mike's ordeal, but it felt probably about the same. That's a long day, but I don't know. Lots of good days. We get to do a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
I think probably the opportunity to do some river floating, either for scouting something out or while we're going from site to site doing a survey. Occasionally, an opportunity to do a little bit of fishing recreationally while you're out there on the water. It's pretty nice.
That Alpine Lake will always sit with me. That sunset's burned into my mind, but the just straight field work, the coolest thing I've gotten to do is tag along on a Middle Fork Salmon River fish survey. And it's 100 miles and the whole week, and it's just unbelievable. I could not believe that I was getting paid while I was in there. So that was definitely
Pretty amazing.
coolest
What about
thing
you,
that I've
TJ?
done.
That was that's for sure my best. I went on the Middle Fork trip, and I will never forget it. I feel like it was just such a gift, and just really cool. I mean, the work we were doing was really cool, and yeah, I'll never forget that. Worst, kind of like Rob. There aren't a lot of bad days, but there is one in particular that it could have been disastrous. So I was doing nighttime electrofishing surveys on the Kootenai River. It's a river, and it's at night. And we were working up. I had a crew of 8 to 10 people out with me. Thankfully, we had 2 boats. And I finished doing some shocking, pulled the boat up on the shoreline, and tossed the anchor out, and then went over and started helping the crew work up the fish. And turned around 15, 20 minutes later, and my boat was gone. Way downriver. And thankfully we had another boat and we were able to go recover it. Otherwise, I would have stranded myself and 8 to 10 other people on an island on the Kootenai River in the middle of the night.
Oh,
That could be a reality TV
Do that
show.
once.
Real bad.
Alone on the Kootenai River.
Yeah, we were almost there. It was embarrassing. I'll leave it at that. I learned a valuable lesson.
Do you think people know that
What?
fish biologists are out there in the middle of the night doing work? We do that all the time.
Probably
Pretty
not.
crazy.
Yeah.
I know we've been asked too, like people will be out fishing in the backcountry and see people, 5 or 6 people in wetsuits face down in the river with snorkels, and they're like, what the hell is that? We've answered that question a couple times, and it's cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
Doing weird stuff, way out in the middle of nowhere, doing weird work, but
I have done that. Like this year, had some anglers. Sometimes they remark, never really see you guys out here doing stuff, and I tell them it's because I start at 11 o'clock at night and I finish at 3, and that's a lot of boat electrofishing on that bass work, and it's like a mix. You don't interact with that many people. The people that you do are just as surprised as you are to see them, and you're on these boats that just have all these big LED floodlights all over it so that you can see, and we have to let dispatch know because the phones just start ringing like crazy. It's tricky, but no, there's a lot of night work this year doing all that.
you guys want to play rapid fire real quick?
Rapid fire.
All right. You guys jump in to Bieri and TJ.
Okay.
Mike's got to go pick up Commissioner Murphy.
I think I don't know.
I don't know what happened. Yeah.
I don't even want to know how many phone calls I've missed in this time.
Mike, would you rather be
I got
in here?
someone covering me.
Would you rather be in here shooting the bull with us on this podcast, or would you rather be answering phone calls as a DO?
Ooh, yeah, podcast. Nah,
Good answer.
no hesitation there.
Fly rod or spin rod? What do you use?
Spin both.
Both.
one in each hand.
Same time.
Double fisting it.
Do you fry your fish or grill it?
Fry.
God, man.
You can't say both with everything.
Don't save both for this next one, Rob.
Okay,
Mauled by a grizzly bear or shish kebabbed by an elk antler?
Elk.
bear.
Both.
What if the elk antler was submerged in water for a year?
Oh, it's bear.
Okay. You have 1 week to hunt any game animal in Idaho. Which animal and why?
Chuckers.
Big sheep.
Because I love following bird dogs for chuckers.
All right. What's your dream bird dog?
Oh, poodle pointer.
You meant to say German Shorthair.
Mike, do you have one? Are you into birding?
I've got labs, and
Okay.
so a good duck dog lab. Yep.
Sweet.
Poodle pointer does that too.
What's your favorite river in Idaho to fish?
St. Joe.
I'd probably have to say the Joe too. I gotta agree with Mike.
We should cut that.
Both.
We can cut that out of
Can't agree with
We don't need to say a name of places.
I know a different one. Hold on, I got
Rob, you tell us Mike's his favorite secret fishing spot.
I like that question.
We're done.
Mike would be upset.
Would you rather have elk antlers or a beaver tail?
Beaver tail.
Elk antlers.
Okay. You guys are splitting the bill here.
to eat or just to hang on to?
No, not to eat.
to have.
On you,
On you.
anatomically.
You can do a lot of cool things with beaver tail. Elk antlers just sit there on the wall or shove.
What would be the first thing you'd do with your beaver tail?
I need a beaver tail wallet. I don't have one.
No, it's on you.
It's on you.
It's
Like
your
it's
body part.
attached to
Yeah, it's a body part.
Oh, I misunderstood all
yeah,
that.
no,
Man, elk
Definitely.
that settles it for
everything.
You're leaving on a hunting and fishing trip, and you pack your cooler. What kind of drink and what kind of sandwich are you packing?
Is it okay to say some light beer? And
Yeah. What's your light?
good sandwich.
What's your light beer of choice?
Simple man. I like Coors Light.
All right. What about you, Rob?
be a kokanee, I think.
Kokanee beer?
Kokanee, yeah.
We had some of those at Anderson Ranch.
What were we talking about? Kokanee.
That's right. When in Rome.
We had to.
Do you guys have any quick rapid fire questions for these guys?
Oh, and they're going to give us their sandwich.
Oh, sorry.
Pastrami.
Nice.
Man, that's a good call.
Some sort of Italian blend.
From Winco.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
Yeah, hot tip right there. Winco Italian sandwiches.
That's right.
Yeah, baby.
More bread than meat.
Yeah. It says it on the wrapper.
Is it really?
No.
I was like, come on.
DJ, you guys got any other rapid fire questions or burning questions left for the two fine gentlemen?
I don't. That's it.
Well, guys, thank you for coming all the way down here to record this podcast with us. It was a lot of fun. It's been the most fun we've done in a long time.
Yep.
Yep. 5 minutes ago. No, thank you guys so much for what you guys do, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.